During his sophomore season, Fitzgerald set an NCAA record for consecutive games with a receiving touchdown.
We just made history, man. How's it feel?
I want to win this game. I want to win this game.
The streak reached 18 games, and Fitzgerald finished second in the Heisman Trophy voting. And though he didn't need a passport, he was heading somewhere he always wanted to be.
You get to live a dream, and since I was a child, that's something that I've always wanted to do. I've slept with a football my entire life. I can't even remember when I started doing that, but that's always something that I want to pursue.
Well, listen, we appreciate your time. We wish you well. And Rich, this is the guy. He's going to be a star at the next level.
Most of us live our lives, kind of looking ahead of him. He sees everything. He's got the whole 180. He sees everything going on, and he might be the most thoughtful person I've ever met.
He's a curious person. He's an information gatherer.
He's constantly next to me, peppering me with questions and talking about owners' decisions. Mr. B, why'd you guys do this? Mr. B, why won't you do this?
He was so intrigued with where you've been, what you do, how do you do it, why do you do it?
What'd you pay for your house? What do you pay for your babysitter? What's your car payment?
Who was that person I saw you with a few weeks ago?
He's always asking about my family.
How many kids you have?
What's it like to have 5 kids, How do you do it?
I used to think, man, I must be really special. He always asks me, he knows all these things about my kids, and then I found out,
How you doing?
he knows that about everybody's kids.
How old are you today?
4.
You're 4? All right.
He knows when your son's birthday is. He knows when your wife's birthday is.
How's your mom? I just saw her earlier today, gave her a hug. I saw your brother. This is right before play on 3rd down and 8 in the 4th quarter.
What's your Christmas card? Little man, cute, man.
Look just like me, huh? People are like, oh, yeah, he's trying to psych you out. It's not like he's really trying to psych me out because sometimes he gets so caught up in a conversation, he misses the snap of the ball.
He's a sponge looking to soak up as much knowledge as he can about everything.
And how heavy is that whole rig? 40, 50 pounds or heavier than that?
About 42.
Where does it distribute the weight on your body? Like, where do you feel on your shoulders and your back?
Yeah.
Rap music, golf.
I would even like to be a scratch golfer.
Politics, economics, money, you name it.
In his 14th NFL season, Larry Fitzgerald still needs to know it all.
Where's he from, Coach? What's the next play? What's the next one, Coach? What's after this? Hold on, what's this route? I'm blocking the man over me, right? Z or X on empty? I'm asking you, what am I playing?
When Fitzgerald came into the league in 2004, the question being asked was, why did Arizona draft him?
The Cardinals had the 3rd overall pick that year, and a lot of us thought they needed a quarterback.
4 years earlier, he'd been a ball boy for Dennis Green's Minnesota Vikings. Now, Dennis Green was his head coach.
Larry, after you catch it, release 4 or 5 steps of burst.
There was some criticism, of course, there were the experts out there that thought that perhaps Denny Green was too close to Larry Fitzgerald. But Denny was absolutely convinced that Larry Fitzgerald was going to be a Pro Bowl player and play for a long, long time.
Denny Green knew a great player when he saw one, and Fitzgerald was great from his first play in the NFL.
He's got Fitzgerald and the leaping catch at the 45.
But when the Cardinals finally got that quarterback they needed in 2005, he quickly discovered that the young receiver had big potential and a bigger ego.
Kurt was like, you have the ability to be so much better if you do this and you do that. And I was like, Kurt, I'm good, man. I'm straight. I'm good enough right now, right? He looks at me like, are you kidding me, right? Like, did this dude really just say this?
My first impression is, wow, this guy is so good, and he makes all these catches. And he's had great success, and he doesn't even know how to play the game yet.
He told me, he said, you might be the 4th or 5th best receiver I ever played with. You're not even the best receiver on the team right now, because Anquan was there, and it stung me. And after that, I started, I had a couple good years. I strung together, and I was like, am I getting close to Torrey and Isaac yet?
1, 2, 3, the best.
Not even close. They're Super Bowl champions, They've been all pro multiple times.
The thing I appreciated about him most was after that first conversation when he told me, I'm good enough, Kurt, that he spent the rest of his career working to be the best at everything that he did.
Back to throw, fires, left side for Fitzgerald. He caught it at the 5. He dives, he's in!
2 years after Warner arrived, more tough love came Fitzgerald's way, courtesy of a new offensive coordinator.
When Todd Haley was the offensive coordinator, he called Larry a one-trick pony. And Larry took offense to that.
Is it true you called him a one-trick pony?
Yeah, I think I called him that a few times.
Meaning what?
He could catch the deep ball, and that was about it. It wasn't true, of course, but as a coach, you got to try to motivate however you can.
I had already solidified myself as a dominant player in the National Football League, and I kind of felt at times that, he didn't respect that about me, but that was just me being young. I think he saw that I had potential to do more and be better than I saw myself at that point.
Todd Haley said, you catch the ball, you fall down on the ground. You need to be more like Anquan Bolden. Anquan catches the ball and suddenly turns into a raging bull. You need to do the same thing.
I just took it personal, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna prove him wrong.
Caught Fitzgerald, 10-5, dives. Fitzgerald is gonna be in.
I had the conversation with him that I'm not here to be your friend, but in the end, I hope you'll respect me when we're high-fiving over top the Lombardi Trophy.
In the 2008 postseason, the Cardinals made a run at the Lombardi Trophy.
Gonna throw deep. Near side going for Fitz. He's in double coverage. It doesn't matter. He caught it anyway.
So everything was just falling in place over and over and over again.
That was probably the first time where people saw that on the main stage, but he was doing that his whole career. That was routine stuff that he did in practice. Now that it's on national TV, oh, Larry the Great, all of a sudden.
Larry Fitzgerald is gonna make some catches tonight. They're gonna blow your mind.
And we like, no, that's just who he is.
They're gonna throw to number 11. Cover the guy. Warner with ton of time, throwing right side. Fitz open, caught at the 5, heading for the pylon, and he is gonna be ruled in. Touchdown Cardinals! Larry Fitzgerald!
I'm starting to put a couple games together, and then we play against Philly the next week after that NFC Championship game, and I go off again.
I asked him one time, do you get in the zone? He goes, no, it's flow. I get in flow. It's like, okay.
I was able to get my flow going again.
Fade, left side, Fitzgerald. He got it! Touchdown! Airing it out. Fitz is there, he caught it at the 10. Touchdown!
I was like, dang, Larry, he doing all this in the playoffs? Like, he in the Matrix. That's what we like to call it. Like, he in the Matrix. Ain't nobody stopping him right now.
He may have been in the Matrix, but he was going to the Super Bowl. And the man who cherishes time knew how precious that moment was.
Super Bowl champs on 3. 1, 2, 3, Super Bowl champs. Let's go.
I want to have a lasting legacy that could be remembered in history. You think of Jerry Rice, Lynn Swann, the David Tyree moment. 50 years from now, those players will be running, and you want to have moments like that.
Gonna throw a fade right side, Fitzgerald, he got it! Touchdown, Larry Fitzgerald!
And I was trying to rip the ball out, and Larry just gripped it like his cousin was the Hawk. I did everything I can do. It was just Larry being Larry.
When it's time to make a play, I always have the supreme confidence I could do it.
I don't think you could have a better character trait as a human being than a guy that's at his best when you need it most. And that's Larry.
Warner to pass with time, fires over the middle of Fitz, caught at the 45, 50, Fitz is close 40, 30, goodbye! Cardinals lead! Touchdown! Larry Fitzgerald!
Another thing we had always joked about was that he wasn't fast, and I'd never seen him run away from anybody. So as he's running away from everybody, I'm saying, gosh, he ran away from everybody.
It seemed like it happened so fast. Just looking up there in the jumbotron and making sure nobody was closing on me. And I remember running into that Steelers end zone thinking, my God, we might have won a Super Bowl. Like those kind of moments, you yearn, you just want that moment for yourself, to be able to be on that stage. I thought that was gonna be like my little moment there in San Antonio, and Ben stole it from me.
throat, ripped the heart out. Tight feeling for the Cardinals.
In 4 postseason games, Fitzgerald caught 30 passes for 546 yards and 7 touchdowns. The inquisitive one also learned a very painful lesson.
I would imagine it probably hurts more to lose than it feels good to win. When I was in Morocco, Marrakesh, I was walking down the street and there was this door, and it was on a man's house, and I don't know what it was. I just knocked on his door. I had my tour guide translate in Arabic. I said, "Sir, would you be willing to sell your door?" And the guy looked like, "It's my door." And I told my guy a number, and he started pondering, right? And so he ended up letting me purchase the door. So I took this door back, and now it's at my house. It's unbelievable. The door's probably 600 years old. Every time I see that door now at my house, in that moment, and that memory just kind of floods back into me again. Those kind of experiences are like ones that I live for.
Repurposing something or someone can be rewarding. It also can be a challenge. In 2013, Bruce Arians became the Cardinals' head coach. One of his first decisions was to move Larry Fitzgerald from a split end to a slot receiver.
I felt like it was a slight initially, like doesn't think I'm good enough to do this anymore. He's trying to run me out. Those type of thoughts go to your mind.
We moved him into the slot receiver. He had a ton of questions because he did not want to fail.
You didn't like the way I ran there? I thought it was a little flat because that made you chop your feet too much.
And he was afraid of making that transition because it was totally new to him. As we grew together, there were very, very rough spots.
Larry, break in! Why'd you break out? Inside of me on there. Oh, man, break in, you might score. They cleared the whole middle out.
He saw where it was heading. I said, hey, call Reggie, call Hines. They got 80, 90 balls later in their career. You still got years left.
I talked to Hines Ward, and I talked to Reggie Wayne, and both of them told me the same thing. Once you let him know and you show him that you are completely committed to what he's doing.
Explain it one more time to me, Coach. So it's going to be trout right, FPL, 7 to go.
Then things are going to look good for you.
Instead of lining up outside the numbers, running deep patterns and relying on his jumping ability, Fitzgerald was now running more shallow crossing routes in the congested middle of the field and exposing himself to more big hits.
He used to joke that being in the slot, getting banged up, having guys hit you, running short slants, that's Anquan Boldin's job. It became Larry Fitzgerald's job.
I think it is the strongest argument for him being a Hall of Famer. Not only the great things he did, but he was asked to sacrifice. He was asked to do things he wasn't particularly comfortable with. He wasn't even that good in the slot his first year, but man, did he improve.
I love you,
And there's times I'm watching him on film, not catching passes, but going in and blocking a safety. Things that he didn't want to have any part of 7, 8 years ago.
He probably has become the best blocking wide receiver in the National Football League right now.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's block, baby. Yeah.
He is a pit bull in there. They use him like a pulling guard. He is a difference maker blocking from the wide receiver position. There's only a handful of people that you could ever say that about.
20 to the 15 to the 10 to the 5, and Floyd is in for the touchdown. Boy, Fitz with a great block downfield.
He pancaked that boy.
He does the dirty work without playing dirty.
There was one play, he had a blindside hit on me. He could have killed me. He could have, pretty much put me out the game. And he made the block. He decleated me and all that. It was an effective block.
Fitzgerald just leveled Richard Sherman.
For what he could have done, it was pretty much a nothing hit. But then he comes up and apologizes. Most people, you take that shot. You take your shot, bang, there's football. It just shows the kind of guy he is.
As much as Fitzgerald's game has changed, one thing remains the same. In crunch time, no one is better.
This is playoff time. This is when everything's on the line. Who do you want with the ball in his hand?
Fitz is wide open, caught at the 35, nobody's there. Turns upfield to the 45, at the 40,
When everything's on the line, this guy delivers.
He cut back to the middle of the field. There was a Packer coming up behind him, and it doesn't even look like Larry's looking at him. And then, bam, the stiff arm. Just bam, right in the face.
That was a bad man. Look at him. That's 2008 British Larry. A stiff arm. 2016, I gotta have it.
Snap to Palmer, rolls up, and it's a pitch to Fitz, running straight ahead into the end zone. The shovel pass for the touchdown of the win. Larry Fitzgerald carrying the Cardinals on his back. Fitz does it again in the playoffs.
Some guys shrivel in the moment. Other guys flourish in the moment. He flourishes in the moment. That's how you get to the Hall of Fame.
Canton will have to wait for Fitzgerald. The slot receiver is too busy putting up Hall of Fame numbers.
The evolution of Larry Fitzgerald, the willingness to show humility. His role may be different, but his numbers are better.
Wait, hold on, baby. Wait, hold on. It gets grimy in there. It gets grimy.
In 2016, at age 33, he led the league in receptions with 107.
I sent him a text. I said, congratulations. I said, that's a great accomplishment for a senior citizen. Of course, he did not text me back. I asked him that when I saw him. And he said, well, you know, Coach, I don't care about records. I only care about winning, which is Larry Fitzgerald.